But one database for the whole world, one company, one blockchain behind it, one cryptocurrency associated with what could go wrong. So this paper came out and said, hey, there's a way to solve this. Does not require a global biometric database. And it boils down to just these two things. Credential issuers of personal credentials are in a position through governance to enforce any person in their ecosystem or trust community gets one. It's got to be a real person, and they get exactly one. And if for some reason they lose it or lose a device or it gets revoked, they can only get one replacement. It's basically what every government does with government ID, every company does with employee ID, every university does with student ID, every professional association does with members. It's a very common thing. One person, one vote. You could have a credential that actually from any one of those issuers, it says you're a real person and you're unique in that scope. Not in a global scope, in that scope of whatever it is. And again, if you had a bunch of personhood credentials, that would be enough to do proof of personhood. What it doesn't give you is a rich trust graph of your peer-to-peer relationships, your actual first-person relationships with other people. This is something we'd already been working on at Trust Over IP, and we said, oh, if we combine this with personhood credentials, we can now solve a different part of the problem. And it was actually Jim Zemlin that said, hey, this is the fastest way to understand this is the modern, version, the new instant key signing, PGP key signing party. And he used that analogy at that opening keynote in March. And I said, that is so good. I'm going to go back to my hotel room and basically create the diagrams that explain how that happens. And it's two parts. Two people that have PhDs in the same ecosystem or trust community can now prove they have a unique relationship in that trust community. This is important to prevent civil attacks because it'd be trivial for Bob and Alice to exchange any number of VRCs and make it look like they have 1,000 relationships when in fact they have one. By cryptographically being able to prove you have a VRC in the context of one PHC, you can prove you have a certain number of relationships in each trust community you have. That's how we prevent civil attacks. That's the sort of essence of what how the decentralized trust graph is built, and how it with ZKP provides proof of personhood and proof of trust relationships without having to disclose that information.